So the last shader thing I want to show you is how you can imitate this kind of effect, right? This texture sticking to the silhouette or the character's clothing, for example. This is basically an effect that is being created because in compositing, basically they put a texture on top and then have to kind of warp it to make it look like it moves with the character. Imagine if you applied this in 3D as just a basic texture to your clothing. It would look way too perfect. So if you wanted to create something like this with the clothing that has like these detailed patterns, you probably want to use one of those two techniques that I'm going to show you in a second. The first one is this one. Look at that. We can already see something is happening, but I'm not, it's not really clear exactly what is happening. Let's now simulate what it would look like if the character would move. So it follows where his body moves, but it also changes a little bit its position. And the way this works is basically with a mix node that mixes two things together. What it mixes together is the UV coordinates. I basically just did a camera projection. So, once you're in your camera view, you want to go to the unwrap menu and then select project from view, so that it basically puts the character how the camera sees it into the UV grid. So then the UVs would look like this because it's just projected from the camera view, and then we combine that with the camera coordinates. You're going to be able to download this too, so you can kind of experiment and see what this actually is doing. But if I now put this in here, for example, you get something like this, right? Which basically means, hey, the camera is basically just an image and the silhouette of the character is the mask that reveals the image. And then I wanted to mix that with the UVs of the character, where from one camera perspective, we projected the UVs. So it's going to look fine from the camera's perspective, but it's never going to move with the camera's perspective. If you only use the projected version, you can see if I move it now, it perfectly moves with the character. And that's why I created this kind of camera mapping here, because by adding it in by just a little bit in here with the mix vector, whatever node, mix node, it creates the slight warp and wobble effect when you change the character. So that is one way you can do this kind of 2D put on character effect. The second one is this one, which I call sticky camera texture mapping. In this case, it's going to use a texture coordinate generated, the generated coordinates. The generated coordinates basically go to the minimum and maximum position of the object in world space and apply a gradient to that in that way. So, minimum is 0 and maximum is 1. That's kind of how it works. And then if you transform that and map that onto a texture, it basically perfectly puts the texture on the object again from the camera view. The difference with this one, because it is procedural, what is cool about this one is it will always look at the camera. This one, for example, does not move with the camera. So you can see the tree just acts like a mask to show the image. This one wouldn't be useful to do this warp texture effect, but what this one is more useful for is, for example, adding a little bit of like paint brush strokes onto an already existing texture to give it a more hand painted look, basically. So you can see here, if I rotate, you can see what the texture is. It's like this darkening, so it darkens the texture just a little bit, but it adds this more handcrafted painterly feel to the edges, for example. If you think about like how an image is painted, you can't rotate around the trees right here if they were painted on an image, right? Because it's just an image. Every paint brush stroke is basically facing the viewer if it's a 2D image. But in 3D, if you texture paint an object, for example, it can like warp around an object, which wouldn't really be possible if it was a 2D painting. I don't know if that makes sense, but hopefully it did. You can play around with it and see what you can do. But why this is cool is the problem with normal camera mapping is that if I apply this to the texture, you can see when the camera moves, the texture moves too. But the great thing about using the vector transform on generated, you basically create a camera mapping that doesn't move when the camera moves. It stays with the object. So it actually looks like it's part of the object. The only thing you can't do with this without it looking weird is if you want to rotate things, but you shouldn't do that anyway if you want to make it look hand painted. If you want to learn more about 3D anime, make sure to check out my free 3D anime course here on YouTube. In there, I basically try to condense all the information that I have gathered over the last 2.5 years of creating my projects and learning things and researching things and testing things, basically. And I've tried to put it all into this one course for free, which you can see and find on YouTube. So if you're curious about that and want to learn more and go more in depth in creating your own 3D anime, for example, make sure to check out the description where you'll find the link to it. Otherwise, I guess you can also just enjoy more of these clips if you want. So yeah, do whatever you want.